Marinara's up next, followed by Cowgirl Rihanna. There is no way her name is Rihanna. Her name is Rihanna. Another girl goes Lady and the Tramp on a piece of shit with him, and then Gabby comes out next and says that she wants to sit on his face. Did you see that thing? It looked like a piece of shit. Hi, hello, and welcome to the first episode of 2020 of another Bachelor podcast. My name is Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
Pat, producer of the podcast, is over there behind my glasses.
Hi, everybody.
Gosh, guys, we've got a brand new season of The Bachelorette just 1 week after the conclusion of Michelle's journey to find love.
Oh, it feels like it's been, I don't know, months. I couldn't keep track of the time.
Yeah, it's like, you know how the World Cup's so special because it's every 4 years, you know? They don't subscribe to that line of thinking over at ABC. But the good news is it gives us stuff to watch and stuff to podcast about.
Imagine, though, if you could have a World Cup game every Monday night for the last 5 years.
So we're happy to be back. We have a premiere episode to break down. These are always, it's kind of a messy episode. It's long, a lot of names, a lot of faces. Forgive us for anything said untoward
we
towards
don't know
anybody.
them, except for what they look like.
Sure. Well, we get glimpses.
I'm glad you brought that up, Dylan,
Yeah.
because this is always a problem. Sometimes into episode 3, we don't know who some of these people are. So
I do.
I went ahead and I printed you guys a cheat sheet.
Yes.
This was posted in the Reddit. It took all my blue ink. I'll give Pat the nice one.
Yeah. And you know something? This whole ink recycling program, it's absolute bullshit. You go into Staples, you give them your empty cartridges. They're like, you'll get $2 off in 3 months if you come in with this promo code. Anyways, go ahead.
Just don't thank me too much. This is a nice gesture, but I doubt any of us will use these during our recording.
I was
tonight.
just going to say, I think that this looks to be helpful, but would be just shockingly isn't going to be that helpful. And this is a sheet of Clayton's 30 women for The Bachelor season 26. It has everyone's age and name and little confusing emojis next to some of the faces.
Yeah, this was done by one of the members for Karma in the insane asylum that is known as Reddit. r/The Bachelor.
Yeah.
And honestly, the pictures they use, the resolutions, it's really hard to read this small when you print it off. So
Yeah, and
bad job by them.
Go to our Facebook group to check this out and just marvel at the fact that there are people out there that are spending this much time on something this meaningless.
And not even try to monetize it.
So we have to get into this episode, but before we do, any public service announcements?
No, I don't got it.
Well, Nick does.
I have one on Spotify now. It doesn't cost you anything. You can go there and give us a 5-star rating. No reviews. It's very low barrier to entry. And if you're intimidated and think you need a subscription for Spotify, you don't. There's a free version of Spotify. So get that, download it, and give us 5 stars so people know we're the best Bachelor podcast.
Oh, we definitely are too. Oh, you know what? I actually just did think of something.
Okay.
I've been a little negative because I've had to watch 4 iterations of this show.
A World Cup every Monday night.
Right. I'm going to come in new year, new attitude.
New year, new Pat.
New Patty. I'm going to be positive for this season, okay? No more shitting on the show.
And what's the over-under you breaking that promise? 15 minutes?
You're being pretty negative right now, Dilly. The new year just started, dude.
Well, I don't proclaim to be turning over a new leaf or anything like that. So
I put it at 1.5. I bet he'll be negative next week.
So, what you were saying?
Oh, so that's my PSA.
Okay.
A brand new Patty, brand new season, brand new year. I'm ready to go. I'm firing on all cylinders. I don't want to get ahead of myself for my my general thoughts of the episode. The wife and I last night, it was back like it used to be.
Oh, okay.
When we first met watching The Bachelor.
Well, I was going to say, here is your first shot at being positive, and that is a segment called General Thoughts for the new listeners, for those uninitiated. It's where we speak about the episode in general terms and assign a rating scale of pots. So why don't you go ahead?
Okay, I'm not going to lie. The wife and I had a lot of fun.
Right.
I have to say.
Was it just like it was when you guys were dating?
It was just like our first season together, which was Juan Pablo, that guy.
Yeah.
We had a real good time, and I knew she was the one because we had a good time making jokes with each other.
Sure.
My wife, Cherie, tends to be on the negative side with her humor. She had me write down several jokes about the contestants.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be sharing those throughout the evening.
Oh, you have a ghostwriter this year.
Yeah.
Got it.
And to
Wow,
be
we
clear-
really are growing.
And to be clear, this is not Pat being negative. It is his wife.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Which, if you're paying close attention, is a cool little tool that Pat's using to maintain the facade of positive Patty. And your pots.
40.
Nick?
Honestly, this is one of the most enjoyable first days of school I've had in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's some twists in there that we haven't seen on first day of class that really highlighted the absurdity of this whole process. I won't get into too much detail. Some of the entrances.
Well, yeah, because it's general. Thoughts.
Yeah. Some of the entrances left a little thing to be desired, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. It is what it is. We always have to get the first episode out of the way, go through the syllabi. 72 nods.
Yeah. I thought it was one of the best premieres of this show that we've had in some time, for the reason that I think Clayton is one of the most woefully ill-fit people for this position that we've seen in some time. Mm-hmm. He was presented with a couple tests of, are you ready for lenses? And he failed conclusively every single time. There were lots of awkward silences. There were lots of... there are a lot of default lines that were really cringeworthy. Like, people would pour their hearts out, and he would say, I'm just looking to have a fun time. He hooked up with so many women tonight. This is going to be a beautiful disaster, I think, and that's why I gave this episode 91 pots. I mean, it was just such a fun time.
There was an incredible promo for this season. I think it was during a football game. Like right before Christmas, and it was like it was set to Christmas music, but it was just a montage of him crying, girl crying.
Sure.
Like most all the promo you see of this is like exalting the love that takes place.
Right.
But this was for a different audience and showing.
It was mocking it.
Yeah, it was mocking it, and honestly, it got me kind of jazzed for it. Just
yeah,
like,
it was. What's that German word that means like crazy?
Schadenfreude?
Schadenfreude. So, we should speak of seeing these two carbon copies of one another on the float at the Rose Parade in Pasadena. If you are feeling a little cynical, you want to turn over a new leaf, maybe be positive Patty, start your year off with the Rose Parade, because it is one of the silliest things you'll ever see in your entire life. I want to talk about some of my favorite floats on another podcast show, which if you haven't heard about it, it's at patreon.com/another podcast network, and there's a free feed as well. Leanne Rimes kicked the entire thing off with a tribal song, which was kind of offensive and really, really bad. I'm just really excited to get into it.
Honestly, holiday network programming is some of the best stuff you'll see, because I watched on Christmas Day this thing on CBS that was a 3-hour advertisement for Disney land, but intermixed with some of the most random musical acts you'll ever see, like Kristen Chenoweth, followed by Chance the Rapper. It was really, really absurd what we were seeing.
That sounds like it has quite a bit of star power. The Rose Parade had Leanne Rimes again doing a pretty offensive song called I Want to Throw My Arms Around the World. And we also had Lane Hardy of Bachelor royalty. So we'll talk about that on another podcast show. We have to get into the episode.
But I think the reason you brought that up is because Jesse Palmer and Clayton are carbon copies of each other, and they are the epitome of that Spider-Man meme, which I'm really upset they didn't recreate in
on the float.
No Way Home.
Oh, got it. Okay, so they didn't?
No. Like, not exactly. They didn't stand in a circle and point at each other.
They should have.
I know. It upset me.
All right, so
Great movie though.
Clayton's
Took my
journey.
nephews.
Clayton's journey begins with hummingbirds feeding from honeysuckles and Clayton's mother with 15 or so crosses hanging on her entryway.
I thought that was his grandmother.
This is a.
Sold.
Okay, bet. What'd we say the over-under was going to be?
That wasn't negative. That
I
was
guess
not
it
at all.
was. Yeah.
statements of fact.
So this is a very innocent and pious start for what is to be a 10-week experiment for this guy to see how many women he can fuck. He delivers the news to his mother via awkward selfie cam. The show is so fucking cheap at this point. They're literally just having their talent film the show for them.
Now who's being negative? I actually have the transcript.
Again, I did not proclaim to be positive Dilly.
Clayton comes in with that selfie cam with Grandma, and he goes, "Hey, Grammy,
Okay.
the producer said I'm the Bachelor
Yeah.
because I'm sincere.
Right.
And they like that I want to find love and settle down." And then Grammy says, "Oh, Clayton, the producers just did some analytics, and it turns out America misses having a dumb white meathead."
Okay, so let's talk about that. I guess before we get to the dumb white meathead, we have to deal with Jesse Palmer.
What an honor, by the way.
Who, what?
Oh, to be chosen as the America's...
As the new host?
No, as being the Bachelor.
Oh, America's Blockhead. Yeah.
Are we moving on from his house?
Yes.
Because you mentioned how cheap they were, that they just have them film themselves.
Right.
But they had a backup there because when he went in for the hug, he obviously missed it. And then they had to cut to the actual cameraman shot.
I think it was the dad filming on his iPhone.
Oh.
I really think they were like, you do it.
Well, the audio was incredible.
All right, so something's up there, but we have to move on. We begin the journey with Jesse Palmer. Now, we were saying for a while that diversity on this show was long overdue, but it hasn't been done necessarily well. You know, no one has any idea who this fucking Matt James guy is, but he's never been on camera. We have no fucking idea what's gonna happen, but he's black, so let's just chuck him on TV. One of the worst seasons ever. But going from that to Clayton and Jesse Palmer reeks of frantic decision making and a ship going down.
Oh, big time.
You know?
Jesse Palmer, too, not ready for camera time this week. He looked like a bloated drunk. His face was red like Santa with those big puffy cheeks. He used to be a good-looking guy back in
Sure,
his day.
yeah. Beautiful veneers.
Yeah, he hosts a show on Channel 5 at 3 o'clock over here in Los Angeles called The Daily Mail.
That's
It's like
sad that you know that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't.
So we have to get to the intro package of Clayton and Missouri. The jokes are coming thick and fast about his lack of screen time, but he says he was picked because he believes in the process. As you mentioned, he is sincere.
I did love all the just allusions to all the complaints that we had. Like Jesse
Right.
Palmer first had to come out and he's like, "Hey, I'm here. This is who I am." And then Clayton had to address that,
Yeah.
"Oh, I know I didn't get screen time."
Right.
The producers are listening, and we can definitely
Pat ourselves on the back.
dictate how the next seasons are going to play out.
They're listening, but not really, though, you know? So speaking of him being sincere, committed to the process, here for the right reasons, so to speak. We get a bit of a parade in Eureka. And I'm looking around thinking, why do you have to leave your main street town to find a wife? There look to be plenty of beautiful women as boring as you there. And that's when I remembered that he's a reality TV snake. I mean, this man loves lenses, not love.
It's so transparent, too. By the way, Nikki, you're an NFL aficionado. He played for the Seattle Seahawks. Did he actually get any game time?
No.
He returned one preseason putt or caught one.
I actually just looked at a list of this the other day for like all the people who have said to have professional football careers. Clayton was really the only one who ever made an impact. He had over 1,300 yards.
Oh, did he really?
Not in a season, for his career.
Right.
And maybe
third string tight end or something like that.
Yeah, maybe 8 touchdowns, but all the other ones just journeymen having a cup of coffee.
So
Wow.
Colton never saw the game day.
No.
Colton. Speaking of Colton. I mean,
Oh, and Jesse Palmer, actually. He
a star quarterback.
star
Quarterback. So we reminisce about Clayton's heartbreaking journey with Michelle, whose favorite color he does not know, and we once again read those stupid fucking letters from those children. Rewatching this audition, we talked about it during Michelle's season. This tear-soaked audition is just pathetic. And these painful strings welcome us back to Los Angeles. He is driving a convertible Bronco, which is a little gay.
Go ahead, Nicky.
At one point, you mentioned how he loves lenses. He actually said the words, I'm just a Midwest guy who doesn't like the spotlight.
Right.
You made the wrong choice here.
Yeah,
then,
you
if
made
that
the
is
wrong
true.
choice.
But I actually suspect that's not true, and you bask in the limelight.
And I want to say, when I said that it was a little gay that he was driving that car, I didn't mean that it was lame. I mean that car is the kind of car that Zoolander and his buddies would go get frappuccinos in. I mean, it's just a little
They
gay.
light themselves on fire at a gas station.
Yeah.
And let me just pile on a little bit more. Hey, douchebag, when you're announcing that you're ready to get married and settle down now, I don't want to see you on Bachelor in Paradise in 2025.
Sure.
Which would be the timeline for you to actually come on that island or something.
Yeah, because Kufrin has set the sad precedent now.
Mm-hmm.
You can dupe to these low lows.
But the process works, and you can find a gem like Thomas on that.
Dupe to
on
these
that
Pepperoni
on that feed.
tits.
All right, so we'll get to the packages as we go through the exits, but we do have to get to one first, if you guys don't mind.
We're going to talk about Sally.
I would like to talk about Sally.
She lists her occupation as previously engaged. I wonder what that pays.
Dividends of pain, evidently.
It doesn't pay as well as previously married. I can tell you that.
So very confused about this young woman. Sally's story is that she was engaged to be married to a philandering piece of ass and is still very emotionally traumatized and unavailable. But that doesn't matter because ABC called. So in what was actually wonderful television, culminating with The Bachelor getting dunked on before kickoff, she heads over to
metaphors.
She heads over to speak with Clayton because she needs to talk to him about what she's going through, the internal turmoil, the unsureness about the process, all of it.
She looks like the drummer from the Foo Fighters.
Taylor,
Call her Taylor Hawkins.
yeah. Hate that band. One of my least favorite bands.
Very annoying.
Possibly my least
Every
favorite
song
band.
sounds like, but we're going to call her Taylor Hawkins from here on out. It's either that or Wonky Eyes. You guys pick.
I prefer Taylor. Positive Patty, I prefer Taylor.
I don't know if you guys caught it, but she's from Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm surprised she didn't show up at Clayton's door with a tiki torch.
I think that's the hometown of Duke's Mayonnaise, which is a lovely mayonnaise. If you haven't tried it, it's very, very aesthetic. You can get it on Amazon.
Duke's Mayonnaise and Nazis.
So, she knocks on his door, and we bear witness to Clayton just whiffing his first at bat. He's very, very awkward.
Third sport.
He is an unsure blockhead. And then we sit down, and this is where I don't know if I'm looking at a heartbroken young woman or something that sheds its own skin. I'm just very, very confused by this young lady.
All right, where are we in this scene? Because she sits down, they exchange, I guess, compliments to one another, and they both like what they see.
Yes.
And he wants her to stay. And he says there's something he needs to do.
Sure.
And steps away.
Right.
And then he returns.
Yes, he does. He returns with a rose. And listen, the reason why I'm a little conflicted about her is because her words are aimless and never-ending, seemingly. But partly it's because of him. He won't say anything. He's just sitting there staring at her. But it's as though she's fishing for something. She says that she wants to go home, but needed to speak to him first, and also says, wow, you're really good looking, and I've heard great things about you, so this might work out. And it looks like she just came over to get a leg up, and a leg up she does receive in the form of this rose. Now, Clayton's bad game kind of oozes out of him at this point. He tells her that he almost went down a similar path. Wink, wink. Okay, whatever,
that
man.
means.
Yeah, I don't
so
think
you
you've
were
been
engaged to someone, and 3 days before the wedding, you found out someone was dropping a load on someone else?
Okay.
Just exactly like that?
He says, I feel how good your heart is and just all this
Blah,
stuff.
blah, blah.
And for some reason, the rose is refused. Now, I don't know what kind of game this young woman is playing. And people will say, I wish we had the Two Black Girls, One Rose group at right this moment, because I know that people are going to say things along the line of, classic case of emotional ignoring. She left because this was inappropriate affection and she needed to be home. And it's like, yeah, but no, she molts. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw her come back for this season, or there's just something weird about this play.
It absolutely is. But Dylan, she did call her mommy, and she said, hey, mommy, I got to talk to you. This guy's everything I dreamed of.
Right.
He's good looking.
Yeah.
He's probably the nicest guy I ever met. By the way, just remind the audience, we're concerned about her instincts because she was engaged to a dude that was dropping loads on someone a couple days up to that wedding.
Okay, so we
don't need to trust her instincts.
Yeah.
Regardless, after she says all that, then she goes in and says, "You put me in a tough spot here, Clayton.
Yeah.
I gotta go. This ain't
Right,
gonna work out. Why are you here?"
Well, the reason why she leaves is because her mother, who I can hot take tinfoil cap, excuse me, is a theater mom or
Pageant mother.
a pageant mother, and she says, "Have you clocked how long you've been on television?" And she said, "Yes, Mom, 6 minutes." And she said, "Then leave now. It's all you need to be the next Bachelorette. It's in God's hands now, sweetie. Get out of there."
Well, I'm gonna have some bad news for her. Sweetie, this doesn't even qualify you for Bachelor in Paradise next summer. I will protest. There's no way you're getting
Hey,
on Bachelor
Tom?
in Paradise. Yes, dear.
Can you take it easy with sweetie?
Yeah.
Just, I mean, you don't have to. If it slips out, it slips out.
If Sally wanted to come
call her Taylor.
Salida the Ranahana next spring
Yeah.
or fall, I would welcome her with open arms.
Me
'cause
too.
She is a dime.
Okay, so ad break. Let's talk about Magic Mind.
Yeah.
Guys, this is a beautiful product.
We got advertisers.
You know it well. Fans of this show know the power of echinacea, lion's mane, I believe chonga, and matcha. I mean, these are the things that will propel you throughout your day with a hum, a clean, zen energy. Magic Mind is the anti-procrastination drug. It works more efficiently than coffee does. Coffee blocks the receptors of tiredness. It doesn't give you any energy, doesn't give you any focus. Magic Mind does. If you go to magicmind.co and enter in promo code Bachelor,
Promo code Clayton.
if you enter in promo code Clayton, I didn't have my Magic Mind this morning. If you enter in promo code Clayton, you will get 25% off. Again, that's magicmind.co. Enter in promo code Clayton for 25% off.
It's so efficient to consume. It's a once daily shot that you just add into your morning routine. You wake up, you meditate, you have a glass of water, you take your shot of Magic Mind, and you're set for the day.
Yep.
And you won't procrastinate.
You
because
may
it's
need food,
anti-procrastination.
but you may not need food. You know, that's how powerful
I
Magic
would
Mind
normally have something in your stomach.
All
It can
right.
sometimes upset me.
So, it is the night that Clayton has been dreaming of, but first, let's get some nerves out with the fucking bro, Jesse Palmer. I mean, these two are they're cut from the same cloth, you know, just dapping each other
Two
up.
dopey, corn-fed meatheads.
Yeah, and, you know, Jesse says in so many words, I think this is later, I might be getting ahead of myself, but he's like, dude, you're the Bachelor. Go fucking have some fun with those girls in there, huh? It's like, whoa, take it easy, Jesse. Jesus Christ. He's living vicariously through him. He wants to be the Bachelor again so badly.
He's
this
married.
guy. I know.
How was his season? Did you guys watch?
Don't remember it. One little interesting thing is he said he'd never been to the mansion, which makes me think he was the season where they filmed it in Paris. I didn't check that. But,
Yeah, when the show had a budget.
I remember him being selected. There's big uproar. Just being a sports fan, it kind of crossed.
they had a couple NFL quarterbacks as leads back then.
Matt Hasselbeck?
Bob Guinea.
I don't think so.
All right, so can we
an
move
actor.
on to the limos?
He played football in college, I think. He was on the list that I told you about.
Before anyone gets out of the limo, the girls all scream his name, and the screams engorge him. Faceless adoration is what he's come to love. He's yelling and pumping. He's a love dementor, you know? He's going to enjoy feasting on all of these young women. They scream his name, and he's just like, yes, yes, this is fucking it.
That's the inability to contain yourself, knowing you're on camera.
He's
That's
a blockhead.
That's how unpolished he is. But I feel like I'd be the exact same. Spiking football. This is gonna be the best fucking 3 months ever, or 6 weeks, or whatever.
First up is Sarah, wealth management, Clemson, Tiger tokens. Very thoughtful and not a full-blown bodysuit or anything, but boring to say the least. Mm-hmm. Lindsay.
And it's also just not crazy that you're both tigers. It's the most common mascot on the planet.
Next up, we get Lindsay, who is the top copy of the rest of the blondes that will be coming out of this limo. They asked Clayton what kind of woman he's looking for. He just kept saying blonde believers over and over and over again. There is a little a diversity here, but I think we all know that the at least 75% of hometowns are going to be blondes, and the one who isn't will be a white brunette woman.
Well, they did something crazy here. If you watch the trailer at the end, I've never seen them do this before, or maybe they're tricking us, as Mickey is apt to do. I think they showed the final 3.
No.
And, I'm just saying, watch that trailer again.
The Facebook groups were in uproars over the apparent spoiler, but I mean,
They've tricked us before.
I know they are. We, as much as we make fun of our other program, Bravo's Below Deck, for how predictable, sometimes Bachelor can keep you on their toes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that entire operation is a fucking sieve. In reality, Steve will have all of it before time is up. So.
Genevieve.
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, Genevieve.
Well, first, Lindsay says that she's from the South, but she's looking north because he's so big.
And that's not true. Up is not north, you dumb idiot.
Whoa. And she wants to have some fun. And this is when a light bulb goes off in him, and he's like, I hadn't thought about that. I'm going to use that 50 times tonight. He just says, fun. That's what this should be.
Fun.
I
have to say the sentiment is there. This guy got coached up. Mickey has been listening to us, and they are implementing many things, which is keep it positive, keep it rolling.
And for those who don't know yet that we're the best Bachelor podcast, there is a running joke that a fake animated evil mouse is listening to the show and informing himself and his production team because of
Don't
it.
call me fake, you bitch.
I was just going to say, you call him fake, I call it statement of fact. That is exactly how this program operates.
Fourth wall brought back up. So, Genevieve is up next. Very confident. Also, like Lindsay, ready to have some fun.
Bartender.
Can we move on?
Yes.
Let's get to NC, half Persian, half Korean. He looks to the ground like he's going to throw up when he sees her. It's the first non-white of the night. I think it threw him for a loop.
He's like, this isn't what I put on my sheet, but honestly,
Yeah.
I could do this. Because
I'm sorry. Do you believe in Jesus?
Persian people believe in Jesus, no?
Some.
But honestly, what an exotic mix. Half Persian, half Korean.
Oh my God!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She was honestly beautiful. We need to get some more Persian people and some more Korean people and start having them fuck.
That is the perfect combination of cultures: discipline and love, and just over
opulence.
spoiling and love. I mean, the love, but the discipline will be there in this person. I'm sorry if this is getting stereotypical or, dare I say, racist, but I've just known too many Persian kids. But Los Angeles is a bubble.
I've known a few Koreans in my day, and they're extremely disciplined. A bunch of Jocko Willings they are.
So, next up is Susie. We've got a package on Susie. Susie is a jiu-jitsu practitioner. She lived in Japan, also knows full well of the pageant industry's horrors. She strikes me as a demi Queen Victoria kind of character. I have written down run, but I could be wrong.
And she's also a wedding videographer, which means she charges her friends $4,000 to show up at their wedding.
It was so funny. We our wedding photographer popped up on Facebook the other day, and they were beautiful photos of a little boy, a tiny little boy in a creek bed, and he had a .22 caliber rifle in his hand. Couldn't have been more than a year and a half. I was like, what kind of clientele in Los Angeles is taking these pictures? That's insane.
That's about the right age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you're a wedding photographer, though, Nikki, as you point out, never offer your services up to a friend is a gesture of this is your wedding gift to them. Mick Ritchie, a friend of the show, his first marriage, his wife, her best friend, was the wedding photographer. She took a bunch of shit photos. They never talked again after that.
Oh, really? That's good advice. Very niche advice.
Especially, yeah, because
But if that does pop up,
I don't think it's that niche. Everybody thinks they're a videographer or a photographer nowadays.
Barriers of entry being what they are.
And if they're offering to do it as your gift,
yeah.
that means they're trying to build a portfolio because they ain't shit. If they
Right,
try to
right,
charge you an arm and a leg, probably hire them because
Yeah.
that's savvy.
All right. So up next, we've got Claire and Serene. If I go through a carousel of them, too
Sure.
quickly. Please, let's go back.
Sheree had something to say about Teddy the nurse, so when we get to her.
Oh yeah, I
there.
can't wait to get
No,
to
we
Teddy.
got Claire. And,
Yeah, I mean,
spray tanner.
Well, he just says, "Wow, they're so beautiful" for the third time, and then we get to Teddy, who is a frontline worker. She is a virgin. This is not going to happen, but this was very, very fun. This limo exit, very Christopher Guesty a little bit, if you'll bear with me. So she says, "I heard you were the big teddy bear," and he says, "Who's selling me out?" And she attempts to get him back into her intro, reestablishing once again, "You are the big teddy bear." And the payoff is hopefully I can be your teddy bear.
Because my name's Teddy.
It was so funny. So they say you're the big teddy bear. Oh, who's selling me out? Are you the big teddy bear? Yeah. Well, then maybe I can be your teddy bear. Holy shit. This one is very, very strange. We joke about how corn-fed this season is going to be, but he is into Teddy.
Oh, he's into Teddy.
He is into
I think he smells.
Teddy.
I think he smells the virgin.
I was worried you were going to say that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
just because of how visceral it is. You know?
No. But Teddy even told her mom, "Hey, if I get a fantasy suite, I'm fucking this guy." She said that.
Right. And,
Okay.
And her mom was like, "You didn't tell me that."
All right, so here's Cherie, my wife's first contribution, which she asked me to write these things down, which is weird while I'm trying to watch the show. She said the 90s called, they want their perm back and brown lip liner.
Yeah.
Fans love Cherie.
The lip liner was very moundy. It was very big.
And I want to preface what I'm about to say by the fact that I really like Teddy. She seems fun.
Oh, yeah,
She's
hilarious.
a blast.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to preface it, by saying that I'm going to make an active effort to not talk about the looks as much.
Oh, right.
Unless it's positive. But I think Clayton was so into her because they share an underbite.
Okay.
Oh, right.
I don't know if you ever seen two.
Say Cherie texted you that.
Yeah.
Oh, Cherie texted
Yeah,
me
because
that.
for you to couch, I'm not going to make fun of people's looks and then go, "Wow, holy shit, she had an underbite." It almost kind of renders the
No, I was just saying, except that one. Except that one is what I was trying to say. And I don't
Got
think
it.
and I think it's actually quite beautiful that they
Right.
found each other. Like
Right.
lots of times, you ever notice how couples like they start to like turn into
Morph
each other?
into
Yes,
one another,
we start wearing
yeah.
the same clothes and stuff.
And then their
yeah.
dog too somehow. It's like how does this work?
My cat looks exactly like me.
But think of them with three beautiful children with their jaws just
Yeah,
jutting
they
out
all
there.
look like fucking Quagmire.
And by the way, also hate my own teeth.
Oh god,
I
I'm
have
fat and hideous. I mean, it's just
I have an
disgusting.
overbite. If me and Clayton should meet in the middle.
You feel good?
I'm not going to talk about looks.
So scary, these waters, huh?
I know.
So we've got Tessa,
yeah, Tessa.
asset backwards. That joke flew 30,000 fucking feet over his head.
Hey, Cherie's another contribution. When Tessa said, "Hey, my name's spelled backward as asset," Cherie says, "How do you spell dumpy backwards?" All right, I said, "Okay."
Hey,
Cherie,
so
that's it.
let's
Ipmud.
yeah, let's maybe
Ipmud.
let's filter some of the ghostwriting.
I told Cherie she's cut off.
right,
No more.
right.
She's trying to call right now. She's saying you're using my stuff.
I actually thought
Are you high?
Oh yeah.
he's Tap and he's Nalid.
Yeah.
And I'm Kin.
Yeah, Ken. All right, so we get I don't have her name, but she does look like a mega church pastor's wife,
Lindsay D.
Lindsay D. Then we get
Nurse number 4.
got it.
Someone, God, I really wanted to write this down and give them credit, but someone had a fire joke in our Another Bachelor podcast Facebook
Great plays.
group.
Join us on Facebook.
But they said, now we know why there's a nursing shortage. They all went on the
show.
Bachelor.
Oh, that
There
joke.
were
Yeah.
6 out of 30.
Yeah.
There's a doctor here too.
Jesus, guys.
Yeah.
Don't you have
Come on. We're in the middle of a deadly pandemic. What is this? It's no time to join this show.
Maybe this is all just trying to hint at us that none of this is real.
All right. So Daria is a student of Yale Law School. She is working on her JD. She yells at geese and cannot be still in law school. Though she probably did this like summer going into the third year. regardless, incredibly impressive. But also goes to show that intelligence is overrated. Smarts are not. You shouldn't be on this show.
Absolutely not.
Shouldn't be on this show.
The doctor, the PhD, I forget what her name is. She's the horny doctor. I call her.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Although,
Yeah.
a lot of people are trying to be influencers nowadays. And It's
Sure.
a very saturated market. You can't just be a hot woman anymore without doing something. But if you're the hot doctor YouTuber, that's the way to shoot yourself to the top. So maybe she was like, okay, first I'm going to get my PhD.
Right.
And then I'm going to go on The Bachelor. And it's actually a very viable career path until it gets oversaturated as oftentimes.
Still got to get that PhD, though. That's
I
a
know,
lot of
but
work.
people were so impressed because they were like, "You're going through the expedited PhD program at Rutgers. You're going to get your degree in 3 years." She was like, "Yeah, well, I don't have a lot of time to go on The Bachelor. I need to get this over with so I can get on that show before I'm 33 because I'll be categorized as a MILF. We'll get there."
Cougar.
So, Gabby, jokes about his tight end. She seems like a very humorous young lady. She's going to get shit-faced later on in the episode, which was a lot of fun. She was a cheerleader formerly of the Broncos, also a frontline worker or nurse number 4.
5.
Kate is up next. She has the energy of a weather girl in a pretty big market.
Sells the shit out of herself.
She says, "Hold my nips," and then they rip some shots.
Great entrance. Hold my nips. That's funny. That was funny. And it's super fun. If someone brought out shots, I'm like, I'm going to marry and divorce this woman.
Sure. Yeah. Your future just flashes really quickly.
My
before
problem
your
with
eyes.
Kate is, all those girls selling real estate on like Netflix shows and stuff like Sunset. She wants to be on that show.
Wait till we get to Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth is like Laura Ingraham meets Selling Sunset. She's like,
But this is what I'm saying. Like the physician is 2 steps ahead. These people are already going into a saturated expertise influencer market in real estate. Millions of shows. Doctors, there aren't that many.
that's a good point. That's a good point. So we've got a carousel of women, dare I say, meanwhile. So if I miss anyone, please.
Meanwhile,
Haley brings a pickle jar.
I liked it too. She's self-sufficient, but I need man to do strong things. That was cute.
One young woman brings the ashes of her ex-boyfriends. She strikes me as the kind of person with a lot of pets, but none of them are cats or dogs.
Or alive.
Yeah.
if you're a single gal living in a studio apartment, don't have a pet rattlesnake.
All right. So Marlena is up next. She throws a penalty flag and then delivers a line like she's kicking off a porno. Wow. And then we get the cougar, who is
Holly?
No, I think her name is Jane.
Oh, the 62-year-old
Did
wing
we-
woman?
Yeah. No.
Patrick, please.
Jane was the 33-year-old person who had to be forced into calling herself a cougar. What a misstep if she did it on her own.
Or I think, and excuse me for being chauvinist and ageist, but I'm gonna need to don the TFC here. I think there was a little break in the pathological lying here. It says 33 on the Chiron. I think that's where the lie was. I think she's probably actually closer to a cougar, or she could be a victim of this epidemic, which is young women chopping and cheesing their face up. I don't know when that's going to be a cultural vestige. I don't know when that's going to get phased out. But it's just very, very confusing to me why you're 25? Why are you injecting your lips?
It's the fucking Kardashians, dude.
Yeah, you look like a goddamn fucking Goodyear blimp. It's on your face, and you're so young. It's just so fucking confusing. All right. Anyways,
Going back to Jill, the woman who brought the ashes. I believe she
yeah.
was eliminated, and I'm extremely upset that we won't get any further explanation of that.
Yeah.
Did she leave? I fucking lost.
Oh, Jill, the homely girl?
Yeah, Jill, the homely girl, brought the ashes.
No, she gets stay.
Oh, she does.
Yeah. Jill, the homely girl. I got it right here on the paper.
hey,
Okay,
Pat.
cool.
My God, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being on that, Pat.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Pat.
Oh, and I also
Leave 5-star.
I also wanted to say I do believe Jane was truthful when saying she was 33 years old, but I think it was producer intervention that forced her to say she was a cougar, so then we could get the juxtaposition of Holly.
Great take. That's what happened. So, in one of the biggest strikeouts in Bachelor producing history, we get a real life cougar that is Holly also known as Rachel's wing woman. This was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. Does Cherie have another bit?
No, I told Cherie to go to bed. Do you remember a year ago when they were running ads during the show? Are you a senior?
I was so confused.
Are you still looking
about
for love?
This. Yes.
I bet they brought Mickey Mouse, brought poor Holly through months and months of meeting with producers that she was going to be the Bachelorette for the seniors, and then that franchise didn't work out, and this is their little olive branch. Sorry we wasted your time, Holly.
What do you think about that convoluted take?
I actually like it because the other option is that was some extreme long con by Bachelor production to run these ads for this joke that just absolutely fell flat. And I like to believe mine more because it's funnier.
Oh.
But yours.
Yeah,
mine made sense.
You could be. Yeah, yours.
Do you
made
have
sense.
COVID though? Just get a real big cough out. Yeah, every time you talk, you're tearing
Do you have
up.
COVID?
No. I have a dry throat. I got tested.
Okay, so then we already talked about one of the biggest strikeouts. So
But still, the wing woman, there was no explanation.
no
Who
explanation.
was this woman?
She says she's here for the older bachelor. There is no older bachelor on campus. And then as everything that will burn to the ground throughout the season, there will be 50% culpability in Clayton's lap because he's just so fucking dumb that he just looks back at her and cannot add anything, cannot soften the landing at all. He's just staring at her with a dumb white face.
What an incredible twist it would have been if, like, as Clayton's talking to Rachel, the girl who actually
Flight attendant.
She's a pilot.
Oh.
She's a flight
Instructor. Sorry. Sorry.
Microaggression. But if he would have been like, Rachel, just one sec. He runs inside. He runs out of the mansion with his hand behind his back, and he goes and he catches Holly. He's like, no, I want you to stay. Wouldn't that have been incredible television?
That would have been unbelievable, but it didn't happen. So, Ivana is up next.
Oh, she doesn't say her name. How'd you know her name?
No, because of the Kyra. So, best occupation of the evening, bar mitzvah dancer. Not a dancer who will take that gig, someone who is specialized in that kind of celebration.
Which, honestly, is about as creepy as you can get. Boys who are just entering manhood, you're there to arouse them.
Becoming an adult at 13.
I was at my great-grandpa's 80th birthday party, and I was maybe 5-6 years old. I have a memory like flooding back.
You guys
to me
ripped
right
some
now.
hollow? What was going on?
No, they got him a belly dancer.
Oh,
And
nice.
she came and she danced like right in front of me and like did her thing, and I was so uncomfortable as a child.
Yeah.
Everybody was watching me and like I was attracted to women I'd see on TV. Halle Berry gave me a boner when I watched the Flintstones.
Right.
But this woman did not do it for me, so I think they all thought I was a little. But
A trans kid.
But I just wasn't attracted to this lady.
You had gender dysphoria.
I'm doing a good job at biting my tongue tonight.
All right, so she does not speak. It is a bad sketch. The show is hilarious.
Well, it's a bad move. Hey, sweetie. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to use that word anymore. Hey, Ivana, I know that works at the bar where you playing like a little
The bar
hard to
mitzvah.
get. Oh, yeah, right. But Clayton's got 9 more girls.
And you're African American. So next up, Kira, lingerie, and doctor. She walks in to meet the girls. One of them called her a fucking whore, which was super mean, I thought. No, I'm kidding. They're all very supportive of one another. Anything on her? Because we'll have her going over to chat.
Just what does she change into eventually? I
Right.
You just gotta sit there, but I
Maybe
mean,
it was a warm summer night in Thousand Oaks. So, Marinara's up next, followed by Cowgirl Rihanna. There is no way her name is Rihanna. Her name is Rihanna. Another girl goes Lady and the Tramp on a piece of shit with him, and then Gabby comes out next and says that she wants to sit on his face. you see that thing? It looked like a piece of shit.
I was so confused. I don't know what that was. You just snapped it into focus.
They eat a fucking overcooked sausage together.
What'd you call her?
Rihanna.
Rihanna's nurse number 6, by the way. She routed out our starting 5 plus a bench warmer.
Yeah.
And then Gabby just with the most aggressive thing we've seen since someone brought out a toy that is used to fuck yourself.
Yeah. Katie Thurston. Callback, baby. Hashtag callback. Rihanna's
callback,
father strikes me as the kind of guy, and I know we've never met him, but I do feel it in my plums that he'd be the kind of guy who is like, his daughter is mistaken for Rihanna, not the person, but the name. And he just goes more and more frustrated by it. He's like, no, damn it. Her name is Rihanna. And I wish people would stop asking me that. All right. So Hunter
Pawn to replay.
You're 100% right. I did pawn the replay. So, I love Gabby. I think that she's hilarious and she's fucking hammered. Which is a lot of fun. You know, you can do this if you're going to, I don't know, just kind of like fade into the background a little bit, still get picked, but not really make any huge waves. It's night one, you know, you don't need to blow anyone's doors off. Get a little toasty. So, Hunter is up next. Brittany from the Toxic video, I believe. Does she have a python around her?
There's a snake there.
She's an HR specialist.
Yeah.
But Elizabeth spanked him before that. She spanked him.
Elizabeth is the one I missed, I think.
She was a real estate advisor. She spanked him.
Another blonde barber.
Carbon copy.
Yeah. So white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Also a real estate agent.
Yeah. Succubus. Perfect for Clayton. We'll get to her later.
She'll fake 5 years with him.
Oh yeah, she's going
Make a TV baby.
She's going to at least get to hometown.
Is Clayton a beekeeper? Because he seems to love wasps.
Yeah, no, he really does. That's a great joke.
It's okay because beekeepers don't fucking keep wasps.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Anyways, there is a python. There's a lot of craziness going on. Excuse us for getting a little lost. So
I have to say, this is the producers at work here. Like, let's just throw everything at the fucking wall. Let's confuse and confound the audience.
Yeah.
They'll think they're being entertained.
right.
There's no way that was a python, by the way.
It worked.
It's an illusionist. Yeah. So
It was a real snake. It just wasn't a python.
Samantha is up next. Occupational therapist gets rolled out in a bathtub. And Clayton seems to be like almost insulted or offended by this. He has this very like uptight kind of Missouri Christian thing going on when he sees her come out. It was very, very weird. She was gorgeous in a bubble bath. You're here to fuck everybody. Calm down, Clayton.
You know what would have been a killer exit for Clayton and to endear yourself to his mother? Is if someone just came out with a giant crucifix on their back and walked up to him and just dragged across.
Yeah.
That would have endeared them.
100%.
But like in like lingerie.
Yeah. Sexy Jesus.
Yeah.
Sexy female Jesus with the intro. My name is this. And before we move forward, I want you to know that no matter how deep our love is, God always comes first, then our marriage, then our children. We'll get the oxygen masks last. And then they'll fall in love. I mean, very, very quickly. So
missed opportunities.
We get another small car, big car thing. Dueling entrances. We had this last season with the fire trucks.
I'm so glad you remembered.
Yeah.
They think we're fucking stupid. We're not.
We've seen this one before. Cassidy is in the small one. Shanae is in the large one. And we got a package on Shanae. I think that's her name. She is from a small town of 840 people. Now, I don't want to sound like a coastal elite because I'm not. But why is there this fetishization of small towns? Oh, there's only 850 people. Isn't that cute? No, I don't know why that would make it cute.
It's the year of everything small. Small houses. There's like 3 shows on TV about people living in small houses.
Okay.
Small people. Have you seen the Learning Channel?
Okay.
How ahead of its time was Geico with that tiny house
commercial?
Yeah.
It
was every fucking show on TV.
Couple things. Whoa, jazz hands. Right? Go to YouTube to see those jazz hands. It's the year of small. Two, I don't think this applies to the quaintness of little towns. I think people have thought little towns are quaint and cute for a while, and I'm sure it is quaint, but I'm also sure that it's fucking boring as fuck. Who gives a shit that you're from such a small town? All right, so.
But I actually equally, like, despise when people are, like, so proud of being from New York.
Right, I'm from New York.
And they don't think any other place has pizza and shit.
Right.
None of it matters. You didn't choose it.
You're not from somewhere actually all that cool. I mean, New York is cooler than,
Most
small
places.
town, wherever she's from. I don't think you could.
Sycamore, Ohio.
Yeah. I don't think that you could hit a Thai restaurant for 40 miles in Sycamore. No pad Thai.
I didn't have Mexican food in my town until I was 19 when a Taco Bell showed up.
Right.
So
Right.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Every time he speaks, he's trying not to cough.
He's baked out of his
My
gourd
wife
right
told
now.
me to bring a cough drop out. God damn it.
All right, so let's get to Clayton heading inside. Jesse says, listen, like I said, you're allowed to have fun in there. You're the fucking Bachelor, man. You'll fucking suck face. Whoever you want to. All right, so he steps up to talk to the women. I mean, the guy just doesn't know his way around words. I mean, he's just a mess. He's spilling drinks. The women are having to check it on him. Oh boy! I mean, the guy is sick rip cam. Sick rip cam. I don't think we've had that on this show in a while. But the guy is just. I'll say it again. I mean, he's just a fucking blockhead. The women should not have to be checking in on him every single time they sit down with him. But he's so clammed up and locked up and not saying anything that they feel obligated to go like, hey, are you fucking okay? You're not saying anything. You're just talking about having fun and staring at my forehead. So,
Quick shout out to the audio guys. We finally didn't get ice clinking in a glass drink when the toast was being given.
that's a
it's
good
been about
point.
6 seasons in a row.
Yeah, that's a
where
good
it's all you
point.
can hear.
Good call.
all right. So, Susie and Clayton have a lovely talk.
Is that Hannah
first.
Brown 2.0?
There's
Yeah.
someone named Susie?
Yeah, Susie.
Oh, yeah, Susie.
They have a lovely talk. She'll be there for 6 weeks. And then Elizabeth is up next. Like I said, perfect for Clayton.
Well, she gives him a photo. Looked like a black and white original of her grandparents.
It was a century-old photo of her grandfather Gustav to remind
Great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather Gustav to remind Clayton about the serendipity and kind of random, adorable happenstance of love. Kind of a reach, but smart nonetheless. This is romance insurance. This is have this. I'm in it to win.
Do you think they had to hire a PA to dig through the trash bin where that photo ended up in a dumpster?
2 hours later, he was just like, I don't know where I put it. She was feeding me marinara sauce. I was so hungry. It was so yummy. I think it might be on fire.
No, you know what? It's going to be found years later at some rental tux company because he put it in the pocket inside the jacket.
Yeah.
You never actually checked there. But yeah, honestly, think of how absurd this is. Take your most prized family heirloom and walk up to an attractive person you meet on the street and hand it to him. Yeah. That's about the chances that this is going to continue to be passed down in your family.
Nick, sorry. What I'm about to mention isn't like some famous heirloom or something. This girl, my freshman year of college, she takes me on a date. First time I ever have sushi. We end up going on 3 dates. We kind of start falling in love. I'm about to leave to go back to Massachusetts for the summer. She hands me a locket, and it has her hair in. She dropped me off. I forgot it in the car. I never saw her again.
That's such a brutal thing. I've done that before. You leave a gift behind. You're like, oh, fuck. That person probably I got so hurt by that. Thanks for the gift.
It was a locket of her hair.
Keep it. So rude. So anyways, we sit down with Teddy and Clayton, and I'm sorry, but these two dumbasses they're on cloud 10 together. I don't want to be too mean, but I do want to take a little listen to these two having a conversation.
This could work. Yeah. And I wanted to know the guy before I came. So then me and my sister were looking at all of Michelle's guys. Mm-hmm. And I go to one guy and I'm like, if it's this guy, I'll be really happy. Because I think he's really cute and he has such like a kind smile, but there's no way out of all however many guys that it's gonna be like the one guy that I want it to be. Like I'm just not that lucky. And she was like, just wait and we'll see. And then a couple days later, it was the guy I showed her, which is you.
That is crazy you say that. Just because, I mean, like we're both here and I don't think we both thought we would be here. I mean, it's wild to me, but I don't know what it is. It's something about you.
I feel the same way.
Like when you stepped out,
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know.
Well, I was surprised because I didn't know what you're gonna be like. And I was like, oh, he like is such a flirt. And like, I felt like we had like instantly had like a good connection. And that was like the one thing that I was worried about. Cause I already know I'm attracted to him. But like, what is it gonna be like when I actually talk to him?
Yeah.
And I felt like the spark was there.
The spark was absolutely there. Like, I'm so happy that you're here. Like, this is wild.
I wonder if we listen to human beings talk, if that's what it sounds like.
Not all. Some people have really rich, substantive conversations.
At least, maybe not even important, but like banter, just some wit to the conversation.
Yeah. That is so crazy because I mean, like you're here and
I'm here. That's wild.
That's wild.
But I think he summed it up best when he was like, "But I don't know."
All right, so they are fucking going after it. They start making out, and they are doing it in full view of the rest of the girls. And this will kind of set a precedent. I mean, he is open for business. Kira, the doctor, and Clayton.
The horny doctor.
Yeah, the horny doctor. The good amount of tongue there, too. And once again, in full view of the other women. I don't know what's going on. The German speaker heads over next, slams some face. I'm like, this is just crazy. All this smut that Mickey has ratcheted up.
Thank you for bringing it up. I call me old fashioned, but can't he at least only kiss on the second interaction?
Yeah.
That was literally 37 seconds with her, and they were kissing the first time they talked. It's insane. And then someone else comes in and attacks him. The next girl.
Well, that was Liza. That's the girl, the German that also sucks faces.
Oh, right.
Melina.
She's annoying.
Yeah, she's the one on the jump shoes. She's absolutely out of her mind. The one with the snake is out of her mind. And then we get to Claire. Very masculine energy. She's bullying him over his fandom for the Raiders and then making fun of his preferred kind of wing. They're at a tailgate when Marinara rolls up. And here again, we see that Clayton is beyond ill fit for this job. Quick clip.
Is this when Claire calls Clayton a pussy?
Yes.
So when we go out and we split wings, you get the ones and I get the flats.
Okay.
All right, that's all you.
Are we sliding in
Tell
here?
him off for a second.
We're like right in the middle of our convo.
All right, when you're done with that sauce, come to me so I can give you some real sauce.
Come sit at my tailgate. Why are you stressing me out?
I'm not. I'm good.
All right, sit.
Sit. I'm feeling the pressure over here right now. She's standing strong.
You guys go.
I'm gonna have to get a rematch. Okay. How you doing?
Well, I won.
Okay. I love her. She ratchets up the drinking quite a bit. It kind of the wheels fall off a bit.
Claire for Bachelorette. Let's get the hashtag started.
Claire
There's no other option.
for
I don't think we need another
Bachelorette. But in terms of softening awkward interactions for the contestants on this show, I don't know. I don't want to say being a man, but he was just so awkward between these two. He had no idea what to do with his hands, and he made the entire thing 50 times
If
worse.
I ever get to be the Bachelor, honestly,
You will.
you gotta make the contestants, even though it's your show and you get to make out with people, you gotta make them feel comfortable. He could have said, "Hey, marinara sauce,
right?
I got the spicy hot sauce over here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend a few minutes with her, but I'll be back to talk to you.
Be a
gentleman.
Because if you know The Bachelor, how the game is played, how the rules work, them. When the woman or man declares yes or no, then then gavel. The decision's been made.
Mm-hmm.
Not when you have the stick-to-itiveness of Claire. She's the unstoppable force. She will not take no for an answer. He actually I swear.
But that's what I'm saying. She said no.
I thought you were saying
Clayton
he said no.
No. She says no to marinara. So Clayton should know, okay, she has snuffed out the interruption. Mm-hmm. So I am going to, stick with her for a little bit.
I'm going to don the TFC. And she was a proxy. They had Queen Victoria, and she was like, they're like
so fucking hot.
I did get, but I believe in this point.
Yeah.
Queen Victoria, they were like, be the worst person ever.
Right.
And she was like almost funny.
Right.
But they were like,
here, we'll
hey,
give you a sty.
They told Claire, be worse.
Right.
Absolutely emasculate him.
Yeah.
And then tell everybody how much of a bitch he is.
Yeah.
And that's where because even when they played, I feel like they played one round of cornhole.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I win. And he was like, but we didn't even, and she walked away. And then he was like, whatever, I'm not even going to argue. But he got really competitive because he didn't want to lose in cornhole. She's like, we only played one round.
No, I agree with you. The producers were like, he's got 1,300 yards in the NFL and he's 6'5" and 215 pounds, but just fucking make him feel like a bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry. When I said Clayton had 1,300 yards, I was talking about the guy who cheated, he's been on Bachelor in Paradise, Clayton, and he talks like Kermit.
Oh, that guy sucks.
Clayton has not, I don't think, sniffed actual NFL playing.
Okay, so she loses out to Marinara and is rather upset about this. She's too fucked up, but she knows what she wants. Claire deduces correctly that Clayton sucks, and she's very vocal about it, a little too vocal about it. We get the question after she's gone to everybody in the house and said that she hates him and that he sucks and she's not feeling the vibe. The appropriate follow-up is, are you going to let him know that or anything? You going to do anything about that? To which she replies, no, I think I'm just going to hang out for a little bit, keep drinking and shitting on The Bachelor. If you're going to be about that shit, be about that shit. Mm-hmm. Just tell him, don't continue being on the show. But before he pulls her to talk, there's this weird Stockholm syndrome thing going on where the women are offended on Colton's behalf.
Oh, this is a trope. This always happens.
Does it always happen?
People are always offended on...
I feel like the guys do that because it's like bullshit machismo.
I see.
She's a woman, don't attack her like that. But I think it's really weird for the girls to be, or, for the women to be like, don't talk about him. He's my ideal. You don't know who he is, and he said 15 words. What are you talking about?
I think in this specific instance, they're like, I don't want to get caught talking to the woman was talking shit about Clayton. So they're like, absolutely, we're going to throw him under the bus.
Right.
But the one had to be the stitch, which was a bad move. He's going to find out eventually. Who was it? She had the red dress.
I cannot remember who.
I just said the one girl goes and tells her on my notes.
Yeah, I know. And every single bullet point before that was very specific. No, seriously, I mean it. That was the one place you faltered, and we needed you right now.
Yeah.
So the girls eventually pass along the message, and he is disgusted.
No,
now,
the one girl.
The one girl in the red dress passes along the message. We do not see the bulk of this conversation. I don't know if you guys picked up on this.
No, her walking papers got handed to her. He disappeared.
They sit down and they begin to have the conversation, and then there's a bunch edited out. She says, I would love to, and then gets up and leaves. What did he say?
Theory.
Yeah.
I think, because we did hear a part of the conversation when she said, he was like, they were saying, you said you hated me?
Yeah.
And she was like, I didn't say I hate you. I need to do a social media post of I hate him.
Right.
I didn't say I hate you.
Yeah.
But I think then they just wanted to do like a bait and switch where he made it look like she was going to get a rose because they didn't show what he said. And then she goes, I would love nothing more. I think he said, can I walk you out? And she said, I would love nothing more.
Well,
and she stormed out, but they wanted to make it look like she was getting
another
a rose.
whiff from the producers. There's no way that would ever work. That was Holly, Rachel's wingman. It was bad.
It was horrible.
So-
Good luck selling real estate, by the way.
Yeah. So, Vibe killed again by another speech from Clayton. He says, does anyone else want to leave? Shut up. He did get dumped by 2 women already, though. So he's a little tender.
Oh, that's a good point.
Genevieve is the perfect person, though, to bring him back down easily. She seems really, really nice. She speaks very softly and with heart about the love of her parents, to which he says, we're going to have a lot of fun. What did you say? I think he summed it up best when he said, I don't know. All right, cold open.
What was it? We're gonna have some fun.
We're going to have some fun.
That was like that was his opus.
Yes. We're going to have some fun. His 5-word opus. So Clayton sits down with Rachel next. He's a tough nut to crack, man. He's afraid of heights, but would jump out of a plane, which is one of the highest things you can do. This is another really mind-numbing conversation. Every conversation he's had tonight, they're the kind of conversations that would take place in a nightclub or a crowded bar and not be hurt at all. Like house music could be playing in the background and he could be screaming like, I'm afraid of heights. I don't know if you would trust me in your cockpit. We're staying at Aria. It's just like they wouldn't.
Brian, pump in like some techno music when Dylan does that.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. I don't know.
You're really hot.
I am too.
Yeah.
So
you want to leave?
I love this.
Teddy gets the first. Yeah, what's up?
I would like to believe, being the optimist I am, that he is a little bit smarter than the conversation, and it's just the bright lights.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing like stepping into the octagon for the first time.
Yeah.
He's shocked, and he cannot just not think about the camera watching him.
No, totally.
He can't be present.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. That's probably the more realistic explanation, but it's not that fun.
Yeah.
So Teddy gets the first impression, Rose. He is into her. And that is when the sun rises. It is now 5:30 in the morning, and we roll out the guillotine for our first rose ceremony and our first roll call of the season. Pat, who makes it through the first snip?
Okay, I'm not proud of this roll call because I don't know anybody, so I just have the names. So this is gonna be my worst roll call. Boy, my Lord.
Yeah, you're lazy fuck.
All right, here's the roll call. Here's the rose ceremony. Who's staying? Serene, aka Kerry Washington, the hottest one. HB 2.0. That's Heather Brown 2.0. She's exactly like her, 100%.
Hannah Brown.
Eliza, yeah, Hannah Brown. The flight attendant. NC, Sarah, Kate, Cassidy, Elizabeth, Kira.
Okay. Let's pull this behind the bar and just shoot it in the fucking face. What do you think? Eliza is a marketing manager.
Sorry, go ahead.
Dylan's using the sheet.
Hold on. I can do it.
You got it.
Kira, the horny doctor. Sierra, a contestant on RuPaul Drag Race. The spicy
Great.
Latina. Genevieve needs to fire her eyebrow technician. Elena, that was
Sheree. Yeah. I think the ethos for the season for this podcast is just going to be fuck it, right? Because it's the only way to do this with any
100%.
joy, right?
Hey guys,
So if you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
If you do like it, leave 5 stars. We'll be back next week to accurately break down who's left on this competition and what's going on the show, hopefully. Join us on patreon.com/Another Podcast Network for PMZ, Another Podcast Show, video content, and seasons of Bachelor. You're like Juan Pablo. Lots of good content there. Spotify, 5 stars, please. Don't need any words. Just click 5 stars and walk away. And I think that about covers it.
Yeah.
Go to magicmind.com, promo code Clayton. We'll see you guys next week. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Bye.